In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to open a trading account and get proof for options with TradeStation. Let's dive into it. All right, so here we are at the TradeStation website. And since we do not have an account started, we're going to click in and start it from being brand new. So go ahead and click register. So here's where we're going to put in all our personal information. So I'm going to black out all my personal information, but just walk through it like normal. Put your name, your email address, your phone number, your country, your state, how you heard about them, and then your password. When it gets down here to promo code, be sure to check the description of this video. We may have a promo code that may give you some free trades or some free trading dollars as long as you deposit a certain amount in your account. So be sure to check the description so you'll always know what the latest code is to potentially use. So let me go ahead and fill out this information. Okay, so perfect. Once you've submitted all the information from the account setup page, you're going to still pick like what type of account you want and go through some of these options next. So if you were doing a joint account, meaning like you and some type of spouse or tenants in common, you and a business partner or something like that, you want to plan accordingly. If you were transferring an IRA over or you wanted to open an IRA, you want to pick what type of IRA is it? Is it traditional? Is it a SEP, right? So is it a Roth? Is it a simple IRA? Whatever the case may be. For us as individual traders, we're just going to pick individual account. They're going to ask, do you want to trade crypto? I'm just going to say yes, even though I don't trade crypto. I just want it open in case I want to explore that down the road. Obviously, equity and options is already checked. I'm going to leave futures checked just so that I have all the options available to me, even though I typically don't trade futures at all. I just want to have access to everything. So as we scroll down here, it's going to talk about your equities account settings. Now, I would say leave margin on. The reason I would say leave margin on, if you're not familiar with margin means that the bank or the broker is allowed to loan you money, okay? And so even if you don't plan on borrowing money from the broker, because they will give you, I'm not sure what the percentages are with TradeStation, but we'll go over that in another video. But typically they'll loan you up to half of your position. So if you're going to buy 1,000 shares of Apple and Apple costs $100, you would have to come up with $100,000. Well, when you have margin, they'll loan you 50% of that. So you only have to come up with 50,000. They'll loan you the other 50,000. But this isn't a video about margin, but I just want you to have an idea of what margin is, because you're basically borrowing money to make that investment. If it goes against you, you also could end up having to owe some money back, or they'll close the trade out, take their money and say you lost your money. So there's some things you want to know about it. But typically you want to say yes, because if you don't, it's going to stop you from doing some of the option strategies where you need to be approved for margin, even if you don't use it. So I hope that makes sense. So when it comes to answering these questions, we want to say we're doing option trading for speculation. That is saying we want the highest level of risk. We are speculative option traders. So that's why you want to pick that one. Down here, it's going to walk you through the levels. So level 1, you can sell covered calls, which means you own stock. You can sell options against it. So that's how you're covered. If you get called out, you already have the stock to give away. And then you could do protective puts. Level 2, you can sell covered calls, and you can buy calls and buy just straight calls, straight puts. You can do protective puts and covered puts, obviously everything from level 1. Level 3, you can do everything from level 1 and 2, but you can see you can start to do spreads. Level 4, you can sell uncovered puts. And then level 5, you can do straddles, strangles, some of the advanced option strategies. All right. So they're going to say, hey, no, option trade is not suitable for all investors. So they're going to kind of warn you throughout all the steps. Now, I'm going to select level 5 because that's the type of trader I am. I want to have access to all the tools, all the strategies. I understand how to do straddles. I don't do uncovered puts. I usually have the money to cover it in case I have to buy it, but I want to see if I can get approved for it anyway, because I like having all the strategies available to me. Now, on the commission plan, let's take a look at this compare plans and let's see what this is all about, because this is new to me because I don't have an account with TradeStation. So Let's click on that. So TS Go and TS Select equity trades, which are just stocks for the most part, are going to be $0. Your option contracts are going to be 50 cents a contract or 60 cents. Your future contracts are going to be 85 cents or $1.50. Your futures option contracts are going to be $1.50 or $1.50. So this doesn't change. And then here, minimum balance 0. Okay. Minimum balance over here, $2,000. So interesting. Trade on our mobile and web. You're going to get the mobile and web and desktop for both. So the desktop platform trade ticket fee is going to be $10 for when you place a trade, assuming you go with TS Go and you want to use their desktop platform, they're going to charge you $10, assuming this is every time you make a trade, or if you at least fund your account with $2,000, they won't charge you. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go with TS Select. I'll send $2,000 over there, let it sit, test out the platform, see how I like it. And then if I use it, great. If I don't use it, I'll send my $2,000 back out. I'll probably never pay the $10 if I don't like how the platform works. But I want to test out the platform, do a review for you guys, and also walk you through how to set up your account. So I'm going to go with TS Select, and then I'll send $2,000 into the account. All right. Am I working with a sales representative? So nobody sold me on this. So I'm not picking anybody's name. They didn't recruit me to do this video or anything. I'm just doing this on my own for the YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and hit next. All right. So here they're going to ask for your personal information. Now, a lot of people kind of get nervous at this point. I want you to remind you that opening a brokerage or a trading account is just like opening a bank account. So yes, all of this information is going to be necessary. Your social security number, probably your driver's license, etc. So don't get nervous here. Any brokerage account that you open up with is going to ask for this information. I have brokerage accounts with everybody: TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, WEBULL, Robinhood, Charles Schwab, you name it, Fidelity, you name it. I have an account with them because I do all these videos and teach you guys how to use them. All my students have different types of accounts. So I submit this information with everyone. So let's go ahead, fill out this information. Obviously, I'm going to blank it out or skip this part of the video, and then we'll come back as we get to employment information. Okay, so once all that information is in, we're going to get here to the employment information. Now, keep in mind, if you ever need to pause, you're like, I don't have all this information with me, you can always come down here and hit save for later. But for now, we're going to finish going through this. So employment status, you want to select what you are. If you're a homemaker, student, retired, whatever the case may be. I'm going to put employed because I actually am an employee of my own business. So we're going to put internet, e-commerce, country, United States, job title, executive, manager, director. That sounds more like me. So I'll put the company in here and then our company address. Now, again, you're going to be putting all your typical work information in here. And the reason that they're asking for this information is because, you know, they need to verify if you're laundering money, where you're getting your money from, or at least they want to be able to have on file in case the FBI cracks down on you and says, how is this person laundering money through their trading account, through their TradeStation account? They want to be able to say, well, they told us they worked here. Here's the address that the person said they work at, etc. So I'm going to get my address for my business and all that filled in here. And then again, we're going to block all this out and then we'll answer the rest of the questions. Okay, now when we get down here to affiliations, you want to make sure you answer these honestly and truthfully. So are you or your spouse associated with or employed by a New York Stock Exchange, FINRA, or NFA registered brokerage firm? The answer is no. I am not a licensed broker. I don't work for one. My spouse is not. So we're going to say no. Are you a director, 10% shareholder, or policy-making officer of a publicly owned company? So my company is privately owned. So the answer is no, unless you are, again, a director, 10% shareholder, policymaker, or officer at a publicly traded company on the stock market. And then for the purposes of exchange fees, are you deemed a professional subscriber by the exchange and therefore required to pay higher exchange fees? No, I am not deemed a professional according to them. So let's continue here. Let's go ahead and hit next. All right. So we are required to collect certain financial information for tax purposes. So again, I am going to put down my annual income. You want to be truthful with this information. We understand that your account at TradeStation is speculative in nature, but for marketing purpose, we want you to know your overall trading style. So this is a quick way to get your account blocked if you answer these wrongs. So if you're not a full-time trader, don't pick that. Most of us are going to fall into I'm employed but trade on the side. They're going to want to see, does your story match up, right? Are you going to say, I make trading for my living, but you just told them up there that you have a job, or that you told them you're not a professional? That's going to send a red flag if you do trading for your living. And they're going to say you're probably a professional. And if they're saying you make over $1 million, that's a red flag. Okay. So you're employed, but trade on the side, right? So that's me. Years of experience. So for me, I've been doing this for over 16 years. So I'm going to pick over 5. Options experience, same thing, over 5. Guarantee if you probably pick none, or if you pick none or under 1, good chance your account's going to get declined or not approved for the option level that you believe you should get approved for. Years of experience with futures. So I'm familiar with futures, although I don't trade the futures. So I'm still going to say over 5 because I'm familiar with the futures. I know how they work, and I've been familiar with them for over 5 years, even though I don't technically trade in the future. So I'm still going to select over 5. I just want to give you the reasoning behind why I'm picking over 5. Go ahead and hit next. Okay. Would you like to provide us with a contact information of a trusted person over the age of 18? Right now, I'm going to say no, but for most people, you might want to put a spouse. Maybe I'll put my spouse down here, but you want to put a spouse or somebody that they can contact in case something happens to you. Let's just say you're in the middle of a trade and you get hit by a car and they need to call somebody, the next of kin, and talk to them. So put that information in here. Okay, perfect. We're almost done. So they want you to review your stuff that you pick and make sure it's all correct. I am not going to go through each tab and show all my information again, but just make sure all that stuff is correct. And this is their terms and agreement. It's going to tell you read it carefully. Pretty much all brokers are the same, but I am not going to just take that for granted. So let's just check this stuff out real quick and see if there's anything that stands out to us that we need to pay attention to. So that's what all that is basically telling you. These is all their risk disclaimers. This is pretty much going to say that trading is risky and you can lose money. So I don't necessarily need to go through all of those. They're going to talk about their cryptocurrency account. I don't really need to go through that. Number one, because I'm not going to be trading crypto with this account, even though I want to be approved for it. And if I did start trading crypto, then I'll come back and read this. And then this is basically agreement to arbitration, basically saying if you try to sue them, you agree to go to arbitration. You're going to just say you accept arbitration provision. If you say you decline it, they probably won't open you an account. So it's almost like you're forced to accept it anyway. So going to type my name exactly as it appears above. That's going to serve as my signature. And then the date's down there. And then voila, we're going to hit next. So boom, the application has been submitted. There's going to be a button to say deposit funds. Now, you don't have to deposit funds right now or immediately, but let's click the button. It's going to probably talk to us about, do we want to tie in our bank account so that we can transfer money? So I'm going to probably say yes and just link this up right now. So I have a Chase, I have a Bank of America account, I have a Capital One, but I'm only going to link my 2 bank accounts. So I'm going to go with Chase first, and then they're going to ask me to log into my Chase account. So once I log into my Chase account, basically it's going to link it together. And now it's all just going to confirm and make sure that it is correct. It's going to pull up my account and how much is in it. So we'll be sure to blur that out. And then we're just going to select the account that I want to link to it. So we're going to hit confirm. So boom, I'm in here. Hello, TradeStation. Boom, we're in. So you just officially opened your TradeStation account. So stay tuned. Check out some of the other videos as I navigate the platform, the app, the desktop version, and even the mobile version on the cell phone. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful and helping you open your TradeStation account.